Back in Moraga, our post-game coverage continues. Washington State falls tonight 77-56 to St. Mary's. Joined now by the head coach of the Cougs, David Riley. And, Coach, looking back at this game, it was a tight first half. Cougs had a 34-34 with right around a minute and a half to go in that first half. They were able to take the lead at halftime and then really kind of went on a run to start the second half. What allowed the tide to kind of turn in their favor during that stretch?
I think when you look at the offensive game from us, we had a couple stretches where we weren't patient enough, and they have elite rim protecting bigs, and they just have elite rim protection. So when we try to kind of score off that first side, it's tough, and I think that got away from us a couple times offensively, and defensively. You give a team like that uncontested layups and uncontested shots at the rim, that's where it can hurt you. I feel like they scored 15, 20 points in that first 5-6 minutes of that second half, and you got to guard this team, and you got to hold them to one shot if you're going to have a chance on the road.
Paulus Morauskas having a big impact in this one. I know we talked before the game. It's easier said than done, but got to prevent clean looks from him. Morauskas ends up with 30 points. Just how much of a handful did he prove to be tonight?
He's a really, really good player, and kind of just messed with us. We went zone. He was able to find mismatches and pick on our zone. And the man, he was hitting shots and really just scoring in all facets of the game. Like, he scored in the post. He hit catch and shoot threes. He came off some handoffs and scored, and just kind of picked us apart. And we got to do a better job of not letting him get to his strengths and not letting him feel comfortable like that. That's the second game in a row we've made him look. I mean, he's really good, but made him feel really comfortable.
Everyone knows this about St. Mary's, but this is a team that's long in the tooth, and it just feels like whoever goes up against him, your margin of error is going to be awfully thin, because with the amount of returners they have, 9 returners, they've got the returning player of the year in the conference, they got the returning defensive player of the year in the conference. There's just a small margin for error for any team that plays them, right?
Absolutely. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the country. They're one of the best coached teams in the country, and they've built a tradition and a culture here that helps them be consistent, and I think that takes time, and we're going through that right now in year one, and just trying to get these guys to understand the consistency and fight it takes for all 40 minutes.
You could argue this is the toughest game for any team in the WCC this year, to come here to Moraga. Next game is, a team that you always think about as being one of the toughest in the WCC, if not the big bully in Gonzaga as far as the conference goes. They will be at home. I know we're just getting done with this one, but what runs through your mind when you think about heading back home? It's going to be a great crowd at Beasley, and getting that opportunity, the second matchup with the Bulldogs this year.
We got to keep taking steps. Like, this is about us right now, and we play Gonzaga tough that first half and let it slip away the second half, kind of like what we just did at St. Mary's. And I think it'll be great to have Beasley behind us and us to go attack that game, and we've shown we can go win those games if we got to compete for 40 minutes.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much, and we'll chat again coming up Tuesday night from Zeppos for the Cougar Basketball Hour.
Sounds like a plan. Go Cougs.